And a lot of that crime is not reported. A lot of the crime is not reported. Why? Because their business insurance may be canceled. Perhaps they don't want to see also their customers, they don't want their customers to see that they're being victimized by crime, because what happens in some cases is some of these locations are hit in consecutive times, even sometimes the same day, 2, 3 times the same day. So this is off-putting and can provoke fear in potential customers for these locations. So we understand the concern that they have not to talk about it too much. They want to put it behind them. But we need to talk about this, because you can't hide this under the rug. This is a systemic problem addressing crime that needs more attention from the governor's office. We need to fully fund and support Proposition 36, and not just monetarily. We need the moral support, we need the political infrastructure behind it to get the job done. Law enforcement on the streets, we need enough officers to get the job done. There is no magical number. We need enough officers on the streets, law enforcement, to get out ahead of this crime wave. And we can make adjustments to that number later once we get crime under control. But I want to commend San Ramon for having done an excellent job with their law enforcement and using the modern day technologies, drone technologies, the surveillance technologies, flock cameras. All of these technologies help to save lives. All of these technologies will help prevent crime. We want to focus on crime deterrence, crime prevention. Now, what's happening is a lot of municipalities are claiming that crime is down. Crime is down. That's what you're hearing. They're saying the data shows crime is down. Well, as I said earlier, if you don't report crime, there is no data to cover and support the fact that crime is still happening. So, in many administrators' opinions, to their fault, they're stating that crime is down. Well, for them, crime, it's not reported, didn't happen. Not the case. We're in touch with the community. This is a grassroots movement, and we're amplifying their voice for this reason. The voiceless majority must be heard. The voiceless majority must be heard. We need better public safety. How much better? Enough to get the job done. That's how much more we need public safety. So invest in your community and it will thrive, because Americans want to succeed and not just barely survive. That's what we're looking at here. So this is the dire consequences when public safety is not attended to statewide. This is a statewide issue. It's not just city, it's not just regional. This is a statewide issue that must be addressed from the top down, from the governor's office. He is the CEO of California. We're demanding that he do his job. So our next speaker is Sherry Hu, Mayor of Dublin. Sherry Hu.
Thank you, Edward. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for the Coalition for Community Encouragement. And thank you for bringing us here this morning. I'm here as the Mayor of Dublin, here today because I care deeply about public safety, and I care deeply about the well-being of our businesses. And also, I care a lot about protecting our families who call Trevally a home. So this morning, we are here together. We want to make sure we have safety in our Trevally, also in our neighborhood and in the state. And the jewelry store in San Ramon was targeted, and our Dublin police also assisted in the response. And with the effort, there are several individuals were captured. So we are very proud we were able to assist the effort. And I also want to share, although Tri-Valley is a peaceful place, and a lot of people feel it's safe, but what happened recently actually shocked our mind about the safety of our area. So in our city, I want to just share a couple of things. A local jewelry store was also targeted in the past summer, and although our police reacted very quickly, there was no big loss, but it happened. Another thing happened in our Hindi temple just in the past 2 weeks, and was burglarized. And this peaceful place of worship and now has been victimized more than once this year. So these crimes are alarming, not just for what's taken, but also for the attempt to steal from our community and also our sense of safety and trust. This is why we must focus on prevention. This also means investing in smart deterrents, improved lighting, surveillance, security partnerships, and faster response times. It also means building strong relationships between law enforcement, business owners, and the communities that we serve. So as a mayor of Dublin, I am committed to working with our regional partners to prevent crime, to support the victims, and also ensure every neighborhood, every business, and every house of worship feels protected. So, thank you so much for being here this morning.
All right, thank you, Mayor Sherry Hu of Dublin. As you probably may have heard, in Dublin, there was an attempted robbery that was deterred. And what we're seeing is the same MO. We're seeing the same method operandi of these crime gangs that are being orchestrated, these criminal rings that are hiring very young, influential, and impressionable young people that are coming in, a majority from Oakland. You know, as we had said numerous times, that crime is not geo-fenced. So crime that is resulting from criminals coming out of the areas of Oakland, trying to get the low-hanging fruit from other adjacent communities. This is a regional issue. This is a statewide issue. And we need to address this matter so it doesn't get worse. It doesn't get worse. Now, we want to also bring to the attention that this is not just about business owners. This is not, because a lot of business owners are demonized, and I don't know why, because they provide the tax basis for a lot of the free services that everyone enjoys. And the taxpayers pay for those, so that's nothing free about that. So what we're seeing is this problem where demonization of business owners is unacceptable. Unacceptable, because for every business that goes out, they also have workers there. And they are struggling to survive as well. So you take out a business, you take out several workers, if not more. So let's keep that in mind. They are an integral part of our communities. Many have been here for decades. We need to support those that support us. They are the backbone of America. Small business cannot be neglected. We need more public safety. We need better public safety. Our next speaker is Tuan No with Asians Unite.
We're asking Governor Newsom to step up and fund public safety. The voters spoke overwhelmingly for public safety when they voted in Prop 36 to deter crime, to provide treatment for drug addiction, and to provide mental health services. The governor needs to collaborate with the community because crime in Oakland is expanding to adjacent communities. Dublin is affected, San Ramon is affected, San Leandro is affected. I was in San Jose, and even the cops over in San Jose say that they have criminals from Oakland with stolen vehicles coming down there to rob and assault small businesses and the citizens down there. So as a community, we need to band together. The governor needs to step up and listen to the mayors in the Bay Area and support the mayors in fighting crime, in holding the criminals accountable. So it's critical that Governor Newsom hear the residents, the small businesses, and the mayors in the Bay Area and fund public safety and give money to Prop 36 so that it could be fully implemented. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Tuan No, founder of Asians Unite. Our next speaker is a spokesperson for the Kim Hung Jewelry, and she will give you updates. That was the robbery at the jewelry store in San Jose that occurred on the 5th of September. So she will give you updates on what has occurred and the progress of her family member. Lynn, I'm sorry.
Thank you for everybody. I'm the representative for my family, Kim Hung Jewelry in San Jose. Maybe you guys all know about that, what happened almost like 2 weeks ago. And this is an update. I just talked to my uncle 2 days ago, and he released from the hospital. He at home now. He have stroke and heart attack as one. Luckily that I found out on time and bring him to the hospital. So he okay now. He okay, but the business is not okay. Now we have to close. We have to pay for the hospital bill. We have to stay home, close the door, no business, and we have to pay for the co-pay for the insurance to fix up the store. I am asking for the public safety for everybody, not just only for the business. Of course, is number one priority is the business, small business in California, but for the people of California too, because not just only property in the business, they go to the house, robbery at the house too, and many scam involved too. So please, I am asking for the public safety for everybody in California, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We want to thank the representative from Kim Hung Jewelry for coming out, family member. Look, her family member is not okay. It's not okay. This is post-traumatic stress disorder. At 88 years old, he will suffer this for the rest of his life. You're talking about depression. You're talking about reliving this incident over and over in his mind. This is not okay, people. There's nothing okay about this. And if we don't do something about this, it's going to get worse. That's why we're grassroots, we're tip of the spear, we're bridging the connection of that disconnect that's happened from the government leadership and the people that they've gotten in office that they claim to represent. Well, we're saying represent. Do your damn job. People are dying, businesses are dying, our communities are dying when you don't do your job. Stop with the pretense of ignorant denial. Crime is real. People are suffering. Let's address this together. Let's have the dialogue. Let's get results. We don't want excuses. We want results, and we want it now. Public safety 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 now. All right, our next speaker is Wendy Wang, and she is a community activist. Wendy Wang.
Thank you. My name is Wendy Huang. I'm from Union City. I'm here today to show solidarity with the jewelry store that has been just recently robbed. And there is a serious serial robbery against the jewelry store, especially against the minority-owned businesses. And this is sending a shockwave through our community, and that we had to have built this community from a long time. And right now, we really want public safety. We want to make our representative know that public safety is number one. Without public safety, there is no prosperity. And we want our representatives to fund Prop 36 that was voted by we the people over a two-thirds majority. So we want to hold our representatives accountable. Fund Prop 36 now and implement it, put in the programs that are necessary to reduce crimes. We need to stop these type of crime. It seems like it's getting worse, and getting more, the criminals are getting more and more emboldened. That was so hard to see on TV, what had just happened. It's just the last few weeks. The bank robberies, the jewelry robberies, and just the total disregard for human life. You know, shoveling an 88-year-old man on the ground. And this is not acceptable. I want all people, we the people, the community to all stand up and speak up against this heinous crime. Thank you. And fund Prop 36. Thank you.
Public safety affects everyone. This is a nonpartisan issue. That's why we appeal to everyone, independents, Republicans, Democrats, even progressives with their failed policies that have brought us to this point. We believe in justice reform, but not this kind. We need to see the results. Victims must be protected. Their families must be protected. Our communities must be protected. And we need to say that the dysfunction of the past DA who was in office, Pamela Price, has been replaced with an excellent new DA, Ursula Jones Dixon. We are very grateful to her, but it takes time to turn the dysfunction around. So we are supporting her moving forward because we want people that are in office, politicians, to be there for the people, not for the power, not for the influence, not for the profits. Do your job for the people, or else you will be recalled. We will come after you, and we will not dox you, but we will expose you. Because you need to do your job. You either step up, politicians either step up or step off. It's that simple. My name is Edward Escobar. I'd like to thank you, the whole corps today of the press, for coming out and supporting us. Because si se puede, yes we can, make a difference when we come together and stand in unity as community. Let's put the unity back in community and make things happen. Let's get results. Better public safety, more public safety now. More public safety, more public safety, more public safety, more public safety, more public safety. I'm Edward Escobar, founder of Coalition for Community Engagement. Thank you for joining us and coming out and support, and the supporters on last minute notice. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Any questions? We'll do a real quick press conference here.
Edward, real quick, I see you have a sign here, drone catch robbers. Obviously with the San Ramon PD, they released the drone footage, the drone first responder, as part of that grant they received for organized retail theft. Can you speak to these sort of resources, if you want to see more of them in law enforcement agencies, and how 7 of these guys were caught so quickly?
That's correct, and that's why earlier we did commend the law enforcement capacity of San Ramon, the city of San Ramon, and cooperatively with other agencies. That's why we have the mayor of Dublin, Mary Sherry Hu, here, because this takes a village, and we're all in this together. Like I said, crime is not geofence, but we need more technology. We need better technology, and we're not trying to usher in a surveillance police state. That's not our goal, but we need to get out ahead of this crime wave, and we can roll out more technology to help the people, because public safety is number one. If you don't have public safety, businesses can't function. People will not come out to support businesses. People will eventually move away. We don't want that. California is too damn beautiful for it to be abandoned. So let's show love here with action and get things done. But yes, in the new age of AI, let's use the technology. Technology can be our friend, but we need to control the rollout of that technology, shape the future of fighting crime. We need better crime prevention, tactics, techniques. Question?
Are you concerned, though, that if you give police agencies that much power, at some point it will be abused, and if we will become a surveillance state? How do you protect our rights as U.S. citizens so drones and other AI and other techniques aren't abused?
Yeah, when you have activism like we're demonstrating here today, we could do checks and balances so that doesn't occur. And we need more proactive citizenry, because when that happens, we need to address it right away, so that way we could put that out and not, but really, that element, as far as the downside of that, pales by comparison to the upside of the benefits of greater public safety. But we do need to be on top of that as well. Watchful eye always. I'm former crime prevention officer with Palo Alto PD. I understand that crime prevention really works. When you have crime prevention, then you deter crime. When you deter crime, then you don't have to have high-speed chases, high-speed pursuits. You don't have to have perhaps police brutality if it occurs when they apprehend the criminal. Then you don't have to prosecute. You don't have to incarcerate. You don't have to reintegrate that individual back into society. So look at all the savings, and the savings in terms of suffering to society that we could prevent, and huge savings to taxpayers as well, and residents, because this is trauma, vicarious trauma that's occurring, because people are stressed when they witness this. They get stressed, and that affects them, and nobody likes that. So that's why we're here speaking out today. You got a question?
A question for the mayor.
Okay.
Are you endorsing Prop 36, and how would that help your city? What benefits would it bring?
Yes, I did when we were promoting and endorsing the Prop 36. We wanted to see the neighborhood safe. That's our first priorities. We are so excited to see this passed with the majority, and we want to make sure we continue to support the safety, to make sure, support the businesses as well. Right now, it's really one of our concerns.
So are you saying your police force right now cannot handle these crimes, or they need extra help? What are you asking for doubling?
For our doubling, what I say is we are still a safe neighborhood, safe community, and our police was doing great work. For example, I mentioned for this jewelry store, although it's in San Ramon, but our police actually assisted in the response. We were able to capture a few individuals who were part of this crime. So we were doing great work in our city of Dublin, but it's just like a non-stopping effort. We just have to always continue, always improve ourselves, always do better job. Thank you.
Quick question. You mentioned despite municipalities reporting lower crime numbers, that many crimes go unreported. I'm wondering, is that anecdotal, word of mouth? Where is that? Where can I attribute that to?
I don't say that in my city. Yeah. Oh, okay.
We have rallied and stood with small businesses virtually almost every week for about 2+ years. And it's very clear what the business community is saying. We are getting rammed and robbed by stolen vehicles, and when that happens to us, our insurance gets canceled, our premiums go up 3 to 4 folds. When we report, it's too late. The criminals have already done tens of thousands of dollars of damage, ramming our storefronts. They have stolen our merchandise. We don't want to necessarily report that because our customers might stay away and we're not getting the help we need. So we are forced to close our doors, pay our bills, and it does not help our business to report and have the insurance company come after us. That's the impact of crime for these small businesses, and that's one of the concerns we have. How can you report crime when there is huge consequences for the business and the patrons?
If you've been interviewing the people, have you kept track of that data? I think that's what he's asking. Like, how many have told you that they have not reported? because they're concerned?
Our collaborative partners like that handle the mini marts, the AM, PM, 7-Elevens, are constantly in touch with us. We're in touch with the business community across the board because a lot of immigrants, Asians, Hispanics, they don't feel they have a voice. So they speak to us because they do so in confidence and in safety. That we will.
Afraid of retaliation.
Yeah, they're afraid of retaliation, not just from the criminals, also from certain city administrations as well, and also their peers. That they tell them, because you have to understand the cultural differences that people are taught in their country to fly under the radar. Don't speak up. Don't pop your head up because you may get disappeared. So that same mentality carries over to the U.S. That doesn't just go away. So what we're experiencing here too is there's a lot of questions about data. Well, you're talking about quantitative data, sir. There's qualitative data. That's the human experience. That's quality of life. We need to address that because that is more impacting and impactful and adverse than anything else that you can imagine, because that's the psychology of the society. So we need to carefully balance both out. Consider and be concerned about the quantitative data, but it's also figure in the qualitative data as well. We are human beings, so we need more humanity.
So do you have any rough numbers at all?
Well, as I said, crime that's not reported is like crime that did not occur. And that's not really our job, is to have a poll and data of that, because, you know, we are not a government NGO. We're not an entity here that are monetized and funded at this point. So you're talking about grassroots, tip of the spear, citizen activism. We are the David against Goliath, if you will. So we're doing what we can with what we have where we're at. Any other questions? Also, let me mention, in certain cities like Oakland, their 9/11 has like a 72-73% answer rate. So what happens in that case? You've got 27-28% that's not answered, not responded to. And the other folks that don't even bother calling because they're frustrated. It's called frustration of purpose. They're trying to report a crime, a sense of urgency. They're left on hold maybe 10 minutes or more, or they never get a response even when they have, like 2-3 days later, they're told to report the crime online. How dismissive is that? So when you have communities of color, you have immigrants, low income, minorities, so on and so forth, that feel that they've been rejected and denied when they try to speak up. Unacceptable, unacceptable. That's why we're here to speak up as the tip of the spear for these folks. The voiceless majority are here today. Anything else? Any other questions? No? Okay, we'll wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, press corps, thank you all for coming out on such short notice and supporting our efforts. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you on the next occasion. Hopefully it stops someday, but that's not realistic. But thank you all.
Thank you.
If anybody needs any one-on-one stand-ups with the mayor,
And you're with the...
I'm with the Asian side.
well, you've traveled all over the world. It's really nice seeing you.
Mi nombre es Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah,
Soy el fundador de Coalition
yeah, but it's
Coalition for Community Engagement.